Alrighty, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, we're doing some more Trek To Yomi achievement / trophy guides. Now for this specific video, we're going to be talking about the Leave No Stone Unturned. And basically, all you have to do is collect all of the lore collectibles. Now, before we do get started, just want to let you guys know that there are no chapter selects in this game. And there are multiple collectibles in this game. So there's upgrades, and then there's also lore collectibles. Now, I do have 3 different videos on my channel in case if you're interested on any one of those. The reason I did 3 is because in one of them, you may not actually be looking for all the upgrades. And in the other one, you may just be looking for pure lore collectibles. So that's why I did it all 3 ways. But if this is your first time doing this, I would definitely recommend going to the video that has all the collectibles and just get it all in one play. And also, all I did was copy and paste from the main video, which is all the collectibles. So this is how I'm doing all 3 videos. I'm just cutting out the ones that aren't there. So that's why if some of these parts are kind of like weird, it's because I was copying and pasting. But I tried to do it the best that I could. Anyways, let me know how I did with this and if you guys enjoyed it like this. And if this video helped you, I would appreciate if you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Now, let's get started. Chapter 1 consists of 7 lore collectibles. The first one is right outside the dojo. As soon as you exit, just head on over to the right and make your way all the way straight, crossing this bridge. And this is where the first collectible is going to be at. Following the story, this is the man that needs some help. So we're going to help him push this cart. Once we push the cart, we're just going to go all the way on top, head on top of the ladders. As soon as you turn to the left, you should see this by the table, and there's your second collectible. Still following the story, we're going to head down the stairs, and this man's going to tell us that we cannot be here, but instead of going to the right, we're just going to keep on going straight, as in to the left, and we're going to talk to this man over here. You can actually just skip the conversation once it pops out. So just hold it just to skip it. And you should still get the third collectible. Moving on to the fourth collectible. This is right after you also hit the shrine where it tells you hit the shrine. This is where it's at. You cross the bridge and then you can see that man's barrels go down. So just to keep on ignoring it, go straight up ahead. And instead of turning to the right, turn to the left, as this is where the collectible is going to be at. Next on up, this is the part where you first kill your first enemy. This is where like the little cutscene happens. Hit the shrine, and then instead of going forward, go over to behind the shrine, and then this is where the 5th collectible should be at. So in this one, I'm just going to give you like a point of focus. This is where the shrine is. We're just going to keep on walking towards the bridge, and then this is where the doors, well, I thought it was going to open, but never mind. It's already broken. So just keep on going down. And to your first house to the right, you want to go in there. And right there at the corner, that is where the collectible should be at. And now finally, the last 2 collectibles for this chapter. We're going to go to this little scene. Instead of heading over to the left, we're going to go over to the right. There is a shrine right there just in case if you do need it. And once we go in this little section, there's going to be 3 enemies. So just make sure to take them down, as you'll see here on screen. But once you are finished with them, just keep on walking forward until the camera angle switches, because at this moment you can't see them. But here they are in opposite corners. So get the stamina first and then get the collectible. So that's it for chapter 1. Next on up, this is a little section where you have to climb the rock. Go over there. You'll see that there's a dog passing by. Hit the shrine and follow exactly where the dog went, and that is where our second collectible for this chapter should be at. It's at the corner right there. Next on up, this is the area where we enter inside the cave. This is a little section where we got to use the lift to go up on top. Now instead of heading over, I guess, downwards to the right, head over to the left. And then you'll see that there's one of those logs. We want to push it down. Depending on which console, obviously, you're playing. For example, I was playing on Xbox, so for me it was A. It's probably X for you guys on the PlayStation side. And then this is where the collectible is at towards the end. Next up, this is just the point of focus. This is where you're fighting in the log, and then it breaks as soon as you cross it over. Now you're going to get to this little section. Head on over to the left, as there will be a collectible pretty much on the wall. So just make sure to go up to the wall, click it, and there's your collectible. Now continuing just up ahead, we're going to move this cart so we can go through this building that's not on fire. Now once you go through it, the collectible is going to be at the corner to your left, so make sure to go pick it up. A bit forward from the health potion, you want to go over to the section where there's a bridge fight. Now this part pretty much splits into 3 ways. We want to head on over to the left side. Now this is where 3 collectibles are at, but first we're going to head on over to the first left house, as there's going to be 2 collectibles inside here. So the first one right there on the table is a collectible. Now to the other table, there should be a stamina potion there as well. So make sure to pick them both up. Now from that same exact spot, we're just going to go outside the house. There should be a little shrine right there. Make sure to click on it just to, have a save point. But instead of heading forward, or I guess to the right, we're going to want to try to go down. And down here, this is where a collectible is at. Moving on to Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has 10 lore collectibles. So again, this is just the beginning of Chapter 3. We're going to go all the way forwards, straight, if you say. And the collectible should be next to a cart right next to the side. So again, just keep on forward. And here you'll see the shine. Now this is a point of focus. This is where there is a shrine when you go down the stairs. Now once you go down the stairs from the shrine, there's this path that pretty much opens up 2 ways. We're going to want to go down instead of going on top. It'll be a lot easier just because we can avoid fighting. So just keep on going. Go to where the door is pretty much bright. And right there before you go on top, there is a skill. Now from that same spot, there's going to be 2 collectibles right up ahead. So we're going to go up the stairs. We're going to open this door. And where the shrine is to the right, there is a dove collectible. So make sure. Continuing forward, this is the section where there is a shrine. Now there's 2 ways. Either you can go up or down. We want to go the way on top. Now this is where you're going to fight some enemies. Make sure to take them down. Apologize that I didn't kill them in advance, but I am speeding it up. And head on over to this little side behind the dude. And there should be a collectible there. Now from that same moment right there, we want to go outside of the house and head on down to this little cliff part right here. We're going to jump down, and we want to head on over to the left, and then we're going to go down, as there are 2 collectibles down here as well. There's a weapon upgrade, and I believe a collectible as well. Now continuing the story, we're going to go to this place where we're going downhill. There should be a shrine right there. Now instead of heading over to the right, you want to go over to the left. There's going to be this family that's going to threaten you, but don't worry, just go where you see a shining, and there should be a fishing rod there, which is a collectible. So just careful with the shining, and then you should be good. This next part is after the 3 guys that attack you from the horse. Instead of going all the way to the right, just go straight, and before you actually enter the village, head on over to the right on the ledge, and there should be your 6th collectible. This is a point of focus that you want to focus on. So this is where we're going to jump on top of this little edge. We're going to go across this house that's burning. And as soon as we exit the house to your left, there should be something shiny. And there's our collectible. Next up is the area where you have to fight the guy in the spear. And do not worry about this skill. You automatically get this skill after you beat him. So you do have to fight him. So don't worry about that. Right after that, we go inside this house. And there should be 2 collectibles. There should be a stamina upgrade in the shelf, and then a regular collectible by the table. Next on up, we're going to walk up this giant staircase. As soon as we get to the top, there should be a shrine. So make sure to hit it just for the save points. But then head on over to the right side, and here on the tree, there should be a skill as well. So make sure to pick that one up. And then right from that skill, just go up the ladders, and up the ladder should be a collectible as well. Just Make sure to try to find it. It's a little bit hidden, but you should be able to see the shine. Now, after collecting the stamina upgrade, you're going to go a long period of time. So just keep on going and progressing through the story. You'll eventually come to this part where there's a shrine, like you'll see here on screen. Now you got to fight a bunch of these enemies inside the burning house. And these, again, are the last two collectibles for Chapter 3. So we're almost there. We're pretty much halfway, kind of. Now once you exit the building, there should be a stamina upgrade. And then on the other cart, there should be a collectible. Chapter 4 has 10 lore collectibles. So right in the beginning of Chapter 4, just head on straight. And on this table, you'll see the first collectible. From that exact spot, we're going to head on over to the left. You'll see that there's a shrine. Now we're going to take another left inside this house. And right there at the corner should be a collectible. Moving on forward, this is where there's another shrine, and then as you guys can see the Torii gates, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. You want to head on actually over to the left, as there's going to be a collectible right here. And also from the same exact spot, we're just going to move over. Next up, this is the area where you can pretty much destroy the enemies by using the environment. You don't have to use the environment, but you know, this is just probably the easiest way. There's also a shrine towards the beginning of this part, just a little point of focus. We're going to go inside the building, and then there's going to be a collectible right here. And then from that exact same spot, we're actually going to go up the ladder. As next on up, this is a point of focus. This is where you're going to fight a couple enemies, and you can see in the background there's a rock that pretty much has like a human face, I guess you can say. So the way here to continue with the story is you want to go up, but for the collectibles, we're going to head south, as in down, as there's going to be two collectibles down here. There is a shrine there just in case, so you can save it. And if you continue, there's this log that you push, and then the first collectible is going to be to the left, and the stamina upgrade should be towards the right corner, I guess you can say. It's kind of weird because like they're positioned in like weird positions, but there's the collectible, and then here is the stamina. Continuing with the story, you'll come across where there's a shrine to the right, and there is also like a zombie crying to the left, but we're going to keep on going straight. You'll come across this bridge fight, take him down as he's pretty easy, and it's only one enemy. So now this way, instead of going to the right, we're going to go over to the left, and where that zombie is laying down, that is where the collectible is going to be at. Now, just a little bit up ahead, we're going to get to this area where you're going to have to pretty much climb to the left. Now, instead of going to the right, we're going to head over to the left, as there's going to be collectible pretty much close to the cage, I guess, but just follow where I go, and there's a collectible. Next on up, you'll come across this creepy little place where there's like spiders. Now, instead of continuing to the right, we're going to go down, as there's going to be a shrine, but there's also going to be a ladder, and there's going to be two collectibles up here. So before you enter the room, there is a collectible outside. This next part is where the bridge is falling apart behind you, so just take care of all the enemies that are there. And now, instead of pretty much going forward, we're going to go over to the right, climb on top of this little dock part, and at the end, there's the collectible. And now for the final collectible of Chapter 4, this is the area where you have to knock down the log. We're going to knock it down, keep on going, and eventually there'll be this rock part where we're going to slide down. And the final collectible is going to be pretty much at the bottom of this table. Moving on to Chapter 5. Chapter 5 has a total of 8 lore collectibles. Right in the beginning of Chapter 5, here's your number 1. Moving on forward, here's just the point of focus. You're going to fight this dude inside the dojo. As soon as you exit the dojo, we're going to make our way to the left. And at the corner of the left, that is where the collectible is going to be at. Shortly after the puzzle part, you're going to fight a couple little enemies, and then this one's going to be right along your path, just a regular collectible. Just a little bit up ahead from that, you'll see that there's these two doors are going to open up. Instead of going towards the door, go over to the right, and by this vase thing, there should be a collectible. This is the area right before you fight the mini boss fight. So there's going to be a shrine to your left. Now instead of going to the left, we're going to go to the right. And in the middle pillar, there should be a collectible right behind it. Next up, after you defeat the mini boss, head on over to these doors that are going to open. And do not go forward, actually take a left as there's a hidden shrine right there. But also next to it, there's also a hidden collectible. Shortly after that, we're going to go do the puzzle part. And again, the puzzle should be pretty easy to do, so hopefully you don't have too much issues with that. Anyways, this section is going to pretty much build for you, and we're going to go up north. And there is a platform. All you have to do is just step on it once. Now go across from the other side, and then get ready to cross over to the other side, as there is a collectible right here. You should see something shining. So hopefully you have no issues with it, but just in case, if you do need help, there's another platform there that'll get you to go across. Continuing forward, we're going to climb 2 sets of staircases, and now at the end of the second one, go just head on to the corner, and there should be a collectible. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I think this one gives you like 2 collectibles in one, but just a heads up, in case if, I missed that out. There it is. Chapter 6 consists of 10 lore collectibles. They're getting a little bit smaller and smaller per section. But anyways, right at the beginning of Chapter 6, head on over to the left. There's a shrine and our first collectible. Once again, there's going to be a huge gap. First of all, you need to get the spirit that's pretty much following you. Then at that point, just kind of follow along with the cutscene as this part where you'll teleport. And there's going to be 2 collectibles here. So right off the gate, there's going to be a stamina upgrade. As soon as you climb up the rock, kind of look over to the right side. And it should be a little bit hidden, but you should be able to see the shine. And then right away, just turn around, go over to the left side. And on top, there is a collectible. Continuing forward, they're going to be shooting arrows down at you. So this is the section you need to be at. There's also going to be multiple enemies, so just make sure to take them down. But once you do take them down, you're going to get across to this shrine over here. And right before you get to the shrine, there's the collectible on the rock. Next up, you'll come across this section where you have to fight multiple enemies. So we're going to break down the door. And we're also going to climb up the ladder. Now, instead of leaving the actual building, you want to head on over to the ledges, as you have to pretty much walk on them. And at the corner over here, there should be a collectible. Continuing with the story, we're going to come across this section that pretty much kind of looks like a teleporting section to the left. But instead of heading over to that one, there is a collectible on this little table. So just make sure to pick it up. Continuing with the story, we're going to go to this section where you can see a teleporting tower from afar, but you don't want to go to it just yet. Just keep on going forward, and here's going to be a collectible at the bottom. Moving on forward, we're going to go across this bridge that's pretty much all on fire, and don't worry, this is all straightforward, okay? You literally have to cross this. You'll have to fight a couple enemies here. You'll see that this torii gate is going to break apart. But just keep on finishing the enemies. And now once you make it across the entire bridges, at this little section, there should be a collectible right here where there's like a burning crate. Make sure to pick it up. Again, we'll see another teleporting tower from afar. But instead of going to it right away, skip it and head on over to the right to find a collectible. Now turn around and go back into the teleporting tower. And there should be our collectible immediately as soon as we spawn in. So spawn in and just towards the bottom. That's where our collectible is at. And finally, our last collectible for Chapter 6, ladies and gentlemen. This is right before we actually go into the boss fights. You don't want to go in towards the gate. Instead of heading over to the gate, take a left. And behind the cart, there should be a collectible. Finally, Chapter 7, ladies and gentlemen. Last chapter, 12 collectibles in this one. Right from the get-go, just move on forward. And this one should be on a little table, right from the scratch. And right from that same moment, we're going to go over, and there's a shrine right here. We're going to go on top, and we're going to enter the building. And right there, as soon as we enter, to our right, there should be a collectible as well. Moving on forward, we're going to come across this area where we have to kill multiple enemies. Don't worry, this is all along the story anyways, but as soon as we defeat them, instead of going to the left, move on to the right, and there should be a collectible in this little crate. Next up, we'll be on the rooftops, and then we're going to fall. Just follow along when you get to this cutscene. We're going to go down. Now where the shrine is, instead of going to the shrine, head on over to the right, and at the corner, there should be another collectible. Next up, we're going to come across this enemy who swears that he's tough, but just that arrow takes him down. Now anyways, as soon as you defeat him, enter the building, and right away, there is a collectible on top of the shelf. Moving on forward, we're going to go into this, pretty much that looks like an alleyway. There's going to be multiple enemies, and again, you'll see that guy with the spear come out that swears he's tough. But anyways, we're going to go in this building. You can see this log pretty much fall down. Now in this table, that's where a collectible is at, but stay here because there is another one right away. We're going to go on top, take a left, and before you actually exit, right there on one of the drum thingies, that is where our collectible is at. After that, this is a section where you are running away from the fire. You'll see an explosion, and instead of going on top, we're going to head down and take a right, and this is where I'm actually going to get my achievement / trophy. This is where you're not supposed to get it, as there is still one more collectible left. But again, because I have already played this and I collected the other one before, I guess this is the one that I was missing. And now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, the last collectible of this game. You're going to get to this part, pretty much the section right before you fight the final boss. There is a shrine, so instead of going on top, take a left, and at the corner at the bottom, this is where the last collectible should be at as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 116 collectibles in total. So hopefully at the end of this, you unlock 2 achievement / trophies. Now anyways, this did take me a long time to do, so, especially with the commentary. Hopefully you guys appreciated the commentary. But if you guys did find this helpful, I would appreciate if you guys hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.